Did you know that your household income will affect how much you'll pay for Medicare Parts B and D? In this video, I'll discuss how Social Security calculates what you pay for your Medicare benefits and how you can file an appeal to have that premium lowered. Be sure to stay to the end for the specific forms you'll need to file your appeal. While most people on Medicare pay nothing for their Part A hospital benefits, they do pay for their Medicare Part B outpatient benefits. Every year, Medicare sets the Part B premiums for Medicare beneficiaries. This amount slowly climbs over time due to ordinary healthcare inflation. In 2018, most new enrollees pay $134 a month for Part B. However, about 5% of beneficiaries pay more because they earn more, and Medicare calls this an income-related monthly adjustment amount, or IRMAA for short. So how much more will you pay? Well, that will be determined by Social Security. Here's how they do it. Each fall, the IRS sends your tax return information over to Social Security. The folks at Social Security will review your modified adjusted household gross income from the last tax return that they have on file for you. This is usually your tax return from 2 years prior to the current year. For example, this fall, Social Security will notify you what you're going to pay in 2019. And that will be based on your 2017 tax return because you haven't yet filed your tax return for 2018. Now, I'm sure you're wondering what types of income are included in the modified adjusted gross income. Your modified adjusted gross income is generally the total of your household adjusted gross income plus any tax-exempt interest income you may have earned. These can be found on lines 37 and 8B, respectively, of your IRS Form 1040. Now, not everyone will have tax-exempt interest income. For some people, your modified adjusted gross income will be the same as your adjusted gross income found on line 37. The types of income that will be included are wages that you've earned, dividends you've received from investments, pension income, rental income, capital gains, property sales, and even your non-taxable Social Security income. At the time we're filming this, if you earned more than $85,000 filing single or $170,000 jointly, you'll pay more for Parts B and D. People in the highest bracket can pay over $420 a month for their Part B premiums. It's important to also mention that if you have a higher premium for Part B due to higher income, you'll also incur higher premiums for Part D. You'll pay the Part D plan's regular premium, and then Social Security will tack on a monthly adjustment on top of that. You can find a current version of this income chart for both Parts B and D on the Medicare cost page of our website at boomerbenefits.com. When looking at the chart, you can probably see why this would be important to estimate accurately before you retire. Imagine if you retired expecting that Medicare Part B will cost you $134 a month, but then you determine that you'll pay twice that based on your income. It might be hard to make ends meet, or you might have wished you worked another year or two to save up for your healthcare expenses that you'll find in your retirement. So take your time to get it right. You should also know that Social Security pulls your tax return data annually and automatically adjusts your Part B premium for the next year based on that data. So if you had a blip year where your income was higher than usual, your Medicare premiums might only be affected for that 1 year. As soon as they see on your next tax return that your income went down, Social Security will automatically adjust your Part B premium down as well. Now here's the good part. You do not have to wait for that. If there is a valid reason why your income is now lower than it was on your last tax return, you can file a request for reconsideration with Social Security and ask them to review the information and lower your premium sooner. Some of the valid reasons that they'll reconsider what they expect you to pay are income changes due to marriage, divorce, or the death of a spouse, the loss of an income-producing property or pension income, and of course, just plain old retirement, when your income was higher while you were working and now it's less because you've retired. So how do you file for a request for reconsideration? Here are the steps that you should follow. Visit our website or the Social Security website to download the form SSA-44. Then complete the form identifying the reason why your income is now lower than it was before. You'll estimate your true modified adjusted gross income for the coming year. And finally, you'll enclose any documentation that you may have to show the validity of your claim, including a copy of your most recent tax return. For example, if your income is lower now because you retired last year, you might include copies of your last pay stubs and a letter signed by your former employer that you retired on a certain date. Social Security will review your information and let you know if they approve your request. While there are no guarantees, we've had many clients successfully get their Part B and D premiums lowered by filing an appeal in this manner. It's free to file a request with Social Security, so what do you have to lose? Download the form today and request a reconsideration. It might just save you hundreds of dollars in premiums over the next 2 years. You can find the link to the form on our blog post about how to appeal your Part B higher premium. I've included the link to that particular post in the notes below this video to make it easy for you to find it. Now, do you have a question about what Medicare costs or how much your Part B premiums will be? Be sure to type it in the comments below and we'll be happy to answer for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.